when did you get threats? What did they say in them, and what sort of people threatened you?
The threats came in a variety of different forms, some sinister, some just friendly warnings. Patrick Jeffson, private secretary to Diana at that time, warned me off. Her bodyguard and a member of the royal family in person.
Who was that?
I'm not prepared to say. Fairly sinister. One such example is the fact that I was warned that I might meet the same end as Barry Manicky, who was a police officer responsible for looking after Diana, who met his death in a motorcycle accident.
The princess had been particularly close to
Yes,
Mr. Manicky?
She had.
Now, to go back to what we were talking about before, particularly in light of what you were saying, you know, you've dealt with these sort of things in your life before, but the real threat of something happening to you, a very serious and obvious threat. Can you describe to me what sort of threats you got over your relationship with Diana, when they were, and who they came from? Bearing in mind the people we want to talk about are Patrick Jeffson, Barry Manicky. But just tell me, first of all, what form the threats took, and what did people actually say to you?
The threats came over a slightly extended period towards the time that I was going to Germany, and my time in Germany, ranging from friendly warnings from her personal protection officers to members of the royal family and her private secretary, Patrick Jeffson, and also fairly senior, sinister telephone calls, suggesting that it wouldn't be conducive to my health if I continued the relationship.
How did they actually put it? If you received a phone call, what would happen? You'd pick up the phone and what would be said?
Something along the lines of, is that James Hewitt? I would say yes, obviously. You don't know who this is, but I'm telling you that what I know of your relationship with the Princess of Wales, I would suggest is not to continue, and you may find yourself in serious trouble if it does. And at times it referred to Barry Manicky, who was a close protection officer, who was close to the princess at the time, who was killed in a motorbike accident. And, you know, it's fairly worrying stuff.
It was suggested that you might have an accident like Barry Manicky had had?
Yes, it was.
What did the princess say when you told her about that?
Well, she was concerned because she was of the opinion that Barry Manicky's accident was no accident anyway, and she was concerned for my safety.
So she took the threats very seriously?
She did.
And somebody very close to the princess on her staff, who was that, and what did he say?
Her private secretary, Patrick Jeffson, suggested that it wouldn't be very clever for me to continue, and they couldn't be certain of my security.
That's the words he used, was it?
I mean, it's some time ago, but words to that effect, yes.
And approaches by even more senior figures?
Members of family, royal family, I'm not prepared to name, spoke to me about the relationship and how serious it could be.